Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance and this channel. Now, just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is August 25th, 2021. It is Wednesday, and you can see here the S&P 500 is up 0.26% today. The Dow is also up 0.25%, so about 0.25% in both of those. And the NASDAQ is a little bit behind today, up 0.12%. So all in all, it is a green day today and a pretty good middle of the week rally here that we've got going. And this whole week pretty much has been green so far. So hopefully we could keep the momentum going for the rest of the week. All right, so let's get into the stock I want to take a look at today. Today I'm going to go over Palantir. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I'll provide a link in the upper right-hand corner to my last video. You could go back and check that out to see how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that right about now. But Palantir is trading at $25.09 at the time of this recording. It is down 1 cent today, which is the equivalent of about 0.04%. On the past week here, this stock is up 0.38%. So pretty flat on the week here. In the past month, however, this stock is up over 14%, almost 14.25%. In the past 3 months, it's up over 17%. And in the past year, it is up over 150%. So everybody that got in, a year ago, you are doing good. Not even a year ago. Back in October of last year is when this stock did come out. It did IPO. And you could see here pretty much from the get-go, it came out and just skyrocketed up. You could see it hit a low of $8.90. And that was 3 or 4 days after it IPO'd here. And ever since that day, it has been going up. It shot up to a high of $45, and we hit that high on January 27th of earlier this year. So the beginning of the year, we hit that $45 number. That was the 52-week high. And ever since then, it's kind of been selling off, been stuck in a downtrend. And lately, this stock has gained a lot of momentum here. So let's take a look at after it came out here. You could see it went straight up, all right, going from a low of $8.90. And it pretty much just went straight up until it hit around $33. That's when it started to sell off a little bit. And then it had a little bit of consolidation after that before having another big run up, all right? And then after that is when the trouble kind of started for this stock. You could see, we dropped a little bit and then it came back up, and then the correction hit in the NASDAQ, which was around the middle of February here, and went through about the middle of May. So a couple months there, 2-month correction that we saw. And we saw this stock go from a high of $45 to a low on May 13th of $17.06. That's where it finally bottomed out at a couple months after the correction started. And we have seen a little bit of a recovery since then. But I want to get into the support and resistance lines real quick. Let's go over them. Here you can see at the top, I have a resistance of $39. That is where we've never been able to close the day above there. We've made it above that point intraday. but we've never been able to close a day above $39. So that's going to be my top resistance point. If we want to see this make new all-time highs, we're going to need to see a close above $39, and we're going to need to hold above that area to move up higher. All right. Now, going down my chart, you could see there was really no consolidation here on the way up. So there was really no support coming on the way down. The first level that we saw on the way down was $27.50, and now that has become a key resistance level for this stock going back to March here. You could see after the initial drop and a bounce, we got up to that level to $27.50, and then it sold off, okay? And we dropped down to our next support here of $21 and around 15 cents here. So you could see that's become a very strong support level during this correction that we saw. And we've come back to that level a couple times here. You could see we came down there off the initial sell-off and had a nice bounce. We dropped down again to test that level, and we had another bounce. Ultimately dropping down to a third time on that support before it bounced, and then it sold below that support there. So we lost that support for a while during the worst of this correction back in May. You could see that it dropped down to a level of support, which is around $18 and around 30 cents here. You could see I have my line around $18.40. So that's where we're going to say support comes in, and people start buying the stock because ultimately it's too cheap at that level. So you could see when it did get below there, people bought it up, got it back above that $21.15 support level. We had a nice bounce off of our support down here, and we went from $18.40 all the way up to that $27.50 level before it got rejected again and sold back down to our $21.15 support here. So you could see this thing's been up and down ever since, the beginning of this year. It's been very volatile, and right now you could see I have a trend line here in the green that we've been following very closely since it did IPO back in October here. So you could see it's been following this trend upwards. Ever since then, we had the lows of the correction here that we had to put our trend line through. And ever since then, it has been following accordingly with this trend line here. You could see it very tight along this trend line. Very nice consolidation here, but still going in an upward direction here. Before finally, you could see I have a red trend line here, which represents the downtrend that it's been on ever since hitting those all-time highs back in January. And you could see that's been acting as resistance as we've been trading this year here. But finally, in these past week or two here, we've gotten above that downtrend line, and we've been able to hold above there. You could see that my 50-day moving average here in the blue was acting as resistance. We broke above there briefly here for about a month before getting back under there, but now we are above there again. We finally broke out. As soon as we broke that downtrend, that's when we broke our 50-day moving average. And the 50-day moving average here in the blue has been acting as support for us since this breakout. So hopefully that will continue. You could see we've also been able to get above our 200-day moving average, which is here in the yellow. Our 21-day moving average is in the light blue right here. And we are also above that. And I have my 8-day moving average in the white that we are also trading above. Okay, so hopefully these continue to act as support now that we've broken back above these moving averages, and it will propel us higher. But ultimately, we're going to have to break out of this $27.50 resistance. Otherwise, if we get rejected off that level again, it looks like we might head back down to that $21.15 range, which will ultimately break our uptrend that we've been in too. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Looks like we're consolidating a little bit before the next move higher, and we'll see if we could break that. And then we do have a gap right here around the $30 range, between $30.50 it looks like to $31.40. So we have a gap that needs to be filled up in this region. But first things first, we have to break this resistance here at $27.50. So there's going to be a lot of selling pressure coming in at this point right here. So just be aware, if you are holding this stock, that selling pressure is going to come in once we get back up to this level. And hopefully it will have enough momentum behind it to break that level there. All right. So let's switch over to our weekly chart, see what's going on this one. And let me just zoom in here. We don't have much history on this stock, so we don't have our 50-day moving average or our 200-day moving average, but we do have a 21-day moving average here in the light blue and our 8-period moving average in the white. So we could go off of those, and we are above both of them as we speak. So these past couple weeks, we were able to break above both of those, which were pretty much trading at the same level here. And we are holding above there. So hopefully we'll keep an eye on those ones, and hopefully they can act as support also to bring us higher eventually and break through this resistance here. So let's switch back over to the 4-hour chart and see what's going on here. And it looks like we are above all of our moving averages on our 4-hour chart. You could see here as I zoom out, the 200-day moving average looked like it was acting as resistance for a while here during this correction, going back to around, since the start of it in the middle of February here to about early June. We finally broke above there and were able to break that resistance, but we did fall back below there in early July here, only to break it just recently, about a week or two ago here in August. So hopefully it'll be very important to stay above this 200-day moving average here in the yellow on our 4-hour chart, and also our 50-day moving average here in the dark blue looked like it was acting as resistance just recently, going back to the end of June here. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. And let's switch back over to our daily chart, see one last look at that. And like I said, watch out for this very important level at $27.50. That's going to be very key in the next couple weeks if we do trade up to that level, that we are going to need to break that, because it will be a third attempt at that, and it will be very important to break through on this third time here. Otherwise, the momentum will change, and we will be headed back down to this support area of $21.15. All right, so that's the video. That's the update on Palantir. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Really helps me out with the channel. And if you got any questions, leave a comment below and let me know. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.